really want triple filtered water now, though. I want to cook with it. I want to drink it. I want to shove it up my ass.
Hey,
we're back!
So, where we left off is...
red door on the first floor. That's where I should go. Know where I have to go.
Oh, my.
Alright. Oh, it's the lounge door. Ooh, let's go. Oh, I forgot you can't, like, get any closer. And then, oh, God. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm burping up your triple filtered water.
Oh, whoa. Making fun of my triple filtered water while I was gone.
I was not. You'll figure out later. Alright. Actually, no, you won't. Future Michael will.
Whatever. You're late, Makoto! We've all been waiting for you!
I bet you were afraid when you discovered the murderer you are.
Let's not jump to conclusions just yet. Save that for the class trial.
Oh, I just had flashbacks.
There, we can all reveal the details of Makoto's crime.
I just had flashbacks to Always Sunny episodes. I'm gonna watch some of that when I get home. So they really are convinced I did it, but... I didn't do it.
Okay,
Why? Who is the killer? No, okay, honestly, if it was anybody else, don't really care. It's Sayaka and Junko.
I think you'll slowly care.
The two people.
I think you'll slowly care about each character a little more. No, I think you will. I think you will.
It's really one of us.
I can guarantee you will not grow to care about Hagakure more.
Yeah.
Who's that?
Or Togami. You probably won't care about
Porcupine?
Togami much.
No, I don't.
And I mean, at this rate, probably not Sakura either.
No, I don't really care about anybody. To be honest, right now, the only character I'm only slightly invested in is Hifumi, and even he's starting to creep me out too much to where I can't keep the joke going.
You don't like cheer together?
Is everyone here? Okay then. Please board the elevator in front of you, which will transport you to the courtroom.
Actually, I don't remember anybody's names.
Purple hair bitch with the detective, like she's like the one who's like, I know everything.
Hey, I'm so cool.
I love
and
her.
emotionally detached.
But I love
Where
her.
all your fates will be decided. I'll meet you down there. I'll be waiting.
Oh, now I'm just left to my own devices.
Yeah, so now you can talk to whoever you want, or you can board the elevator.
Hey, Hifumi!
So the school basement has become the darkened stage. We're all here to bear witness to Mr. Naegi's final curtain call.
It's fucking Jin?
Well then, the time has finally come. Are you ready?
Is that all they say? It's just what
Basically.
Okay, alright, I'm just gonna skip that. Let me just go. Because I have no choice but to get on this elevator. Oh, God!
Good idea. Are you scared?
No, I'm scared isn't quite right.
I said it before, but it's up to you to uncover the mysteries surrounding this case yourself. If you don't, you'll never come to grips with the truth.
I need to uncover the truth of Sayaka's death. I don't need someone else to tell me to do that. And Sayaka's honor. I swear I'll find out who the real killer is. As I raised my voice to try and give myself courage, I turned, trembling with anticipation, toward the elevator. Each step forward, I could feel my heart starting to race faster, faster. Get in the fucking elevator. Everyone else was already in the elevator. When I finally stepped on, the doors closed, the elevator started to move. Of course! That's what an elevator does! Oh, we're all like vaguely 3D now. The steel box ascended with heavy clunking sounds towards the school basement.
That's how my car sounded when my tire deflated.
I wonder how. That's basically how my power supply sounded when my. Yeah, that'll be a story for another day on Root Beer Gamers. I wonder if this is how a death row inmate feels when his time finally comes. Rather than that, is it not more like a?
It's Celeste.
Rather
sorry.
than that, is it not more like a defendant waiting to receive his judgment?
Oblivious to our shared anxiety, the elevator lowered us further and further into the bowels of the school.
You finally arrived! What do you think? Doesn't it feel just like a real courtroom?
Yeah, from Ace Attorney.
It's like a Hollywood movie set, right?
We didn't figure out when we started recording again. Oh well, we're just gonna get through the trial and.
Whatever, I'm
We'll
gonna have
split-
fun
split
editing
this shit, yeah.
beginning anyways.
Yeah. It's like a Hollywood movie set. Yeah, you already said that. Not even close, it's total shit.
Okay, everyone find your assigned seats and sit down! Hurry up now, hurry up!
Fucking hurry up!
Sit your asses down, bastards!
We did what he said and found our seats. The seats were arranged in a giant circle. They were set up so that everyone could see everyone else. Which also meant it'd be easy for anyone to transfer their attention on their knees on anyone else. The air seemed to grow heavy as we sat there. And so, the curtain on our first case opened. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal. A deadly. A deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly faith, a deadly class trail.
Yeah, you should save.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Overwrite.
And feel free to either go over your evidence and set your skills.
Gotta load my gun with the bullets. Open e-handbook. Let's go. Truth bullets. Oh my god, it is actually a gun. It's also a gun.
So basically, you just overview everything before you go into the trial. It doesn't really...
Okay, alright, so there was evidence of a struggle. The replica sword, it had gold off of it. The sword sheath had a bunch of nicks on it too. We switched rooms, which means
no one else knew about this.
No one else knew about that. My toolkit's fine, but it seems like someone's. I think that's part of the other thing.
And no one else has used theirs either.
Yeah, the room's too clean. Sayaka's wrist is broken, and it seems like she probably got blood off of her finger and then tried to write it on the wall behind her.
Not only that, but the flecks of gold on her wrist.
Which means that she probably...
Her broken wrist was probably caused...
Did she do it herself? Or no, it was probably caused by the sword. Huh. Interesting. Dying message.
11037.
11037. It was difficult to open due to it not fitting, but the doorknob was also okay. And then the nameplates were switched. There's a kitchen knife missing. So they know it wasn't me. Trash. Incinerator was activated. Use it for okay.
You'll be fine.
I'm actually getting nervous for this. Set skills. What is this?
First one's for you.
And so you got a couple skills already, I think.
It says 0 out of 11. Oh.
What?
Yep.
Damage to the opponent when a statement
that's
is
the
just...
thing.
These start making sense later on once you figure out how the trials work.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you've only got one skill so far. You get more skills by doing the free time events with other people.
All right.
Okay.
But let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the Blacken, and the one who had deceived everyone will graduate.
And the killer is really one of us, right?
Of course! Okay then, everyone close your eyes and whoever did it, raise your hand.
You goddamn idiot. Why the hell would they raise their hand?
Before we move on and start the trial, can I ask a question real quick? What's going on with those pictures?
I feel awful if they got left out just because they died. Friendship penetrates even death's barrier.
Friendship penetrates.
Okay, but what about the other empty seat? There were only 15 of us to begin with, so why are there 16 seats?
Oh, no reason. It's just our little courtroom here can technically fit up to 16 people. Okay, that about does it for the preamble. Get ready to get started.
No, I refuse for that to be the reason why there's a 16 seat.
Keep going.
There has to be a fucking reason for this.
Well, for now, that's the reason, Doug.
Okay.
So go ahead and pick up your...
Gives you incentive to keep playing, yeah?
Yeah, I quit. Okay, alright.
First up is the case summary. Now let the class trial begin.
It's about to begin. The debate to decide who we think the killer is. Anything I found, anything I noticed. I have to be ready to speak about everything. Because this isn't just about me. Everyone's lives are on the line.
Your first non-stop debate is about to begin. Would you like to hear more?
Nope, let's go.
You probably would have benefited from that.
Well, you know what? It's too late for that now.
The good news is the first couple are pretty easy since you only have one truth bullet you can use.
Yes.
Oh, that's what that is.
I assert the one who was murdered was Miss Sayaka Mizuno.
Yeah. Okay.
So basically, orange words will show up. If you think it's a statement that can be refuted with your evidence, you should shoot it.
Okay.
If they're wrong, you
So it seems most likely
show
that the killer
why.
must have been taken by surprise while she was in the Waha!
She didn't even have a chance to resist.
Oh, okay.
You have to shoot at the first.
Oh. Well, it seems to be odd about the last statement. It definitely contradicts what we already know. Oh.
So these are the points where normally I would feel like turning the dialogue on, so we get to hear everyone talk, but fuck it. The murder took place in Makoto's
Well, I mean, I can
room.
read it.
Yeah,
Fascinating.
in the bathroom.
So this is how the majority of the class trials go down.
Okay, but I have to aim it actually directly
words.
at
Yeah.
the words. Oh, okay. Alright, I see.
You got that wrong!
Objection!
Bing bong, you're wrong! Like it.
Ding dong, y'all are wrong.
Just a second, Chihiro. Try to remember how my room looked. With the way things have been damaged, I think we can definitely assume there was a struggle.
A struggle between who and who?
Between Sayaka and the killer, of course.
So you're saying Sayaka wasn't caught by surprise in the bathroom?
She must have been attacked in the main room first, and then she went to the bathroom and hide. The killer followed her in, and that's where they finished the job.
That much should have been obvious after taking one look at the scene. Shouldn't even need explaining. Sorry.
Okay, so what's next?
Next is the subject of the murder weapon.
Wow, this is starting to sound like a real trail.
he's like also as stupid, just as stupid. Even though he's a fanfic writer, we need to determine what was used to kill Sayaka. Okay, well I know what was used to kill Sayaka.
Yeah, but someone else might be stupid about it.
Kitchen. Oh, it was a fucking kitchen. God damn it. Okay.
This is just to introduce you to how this.
Oh, okay. Alright, so what was used to kill her? It was some kind of sharp object.
Because someone, you know, like Aaron Hansen. Michael,
Without
future
a
Michael,
doubt.
bleep that out.
That is the... So they used some random...
Except it wasn't random. We know exactly what knife it was.
Coconut!
Fucker!
Break. No, I don't think it was a knife. No, I do think it was a knife, but not just any knife. I'm almost positive it was a kitchen knife. Huh? A kitchen knife? After the murder, we discovered one of the knives from the kitchen was missing.
So that means that kitchen knife must be the murder weapon.
Oh, yeah, I guess that makes sense. You could sort of see the weapon sticking out of her stomach. And if you look real close, you could totally see that being a kitchen knife.
Okay, so the murder weapon was a kitchen knife. But where does that get us? I mean, we all know Makoto killed her, right?
Fuck you.
That's right. Makoto's room was the scene of the crime. What more proof do you need?
Hold on a sec,
Let's draw our conclusions after we presented our arguments. Otherwise, what's the point of the trial?
Well, we can talk all we want. It's not gonna change that conclusion.
I don't think that's true at all. I'm sure if we keep at it, something new will reveal itself.
You really believe that?
Mm-hmm.
She's right. There's gotta be a breakthrough somewhere, just waiting for us to find it. Because I know damn well I'm not the killer. There's a bit more to learn about non-stop debates. Would you like to hear more? Nope! Or should I actually?
I think you should.
Okay.
Personally. Because this...
You can concentrate by holding on the space key. While your concentrating time will slow down, so you can pay closer attention to what everyone's saying. On top of that, it'll steady your aim, making it easier to target potential weak spots. Concentrating like this resumes the focus gauge. If the gauge empties, you can't concentrate, but the focus gauge will recover over time. Oh, okay. Alright.
Which is hugely important later on.
I'm guessing people speak quicker.
Well, not necessarily, but sometimes
So this is just
there's
teaching me how to...
You'll
Okay.
see.
So I guess there's no question that the kitchen knife is the murder weapon.
No shit. But where does that get us?
We already talked about this. Coda must have taken it from the kitchen, right?
It is secret. Nobody was in the dining hall. Get it wrong!
Coconut! That's what I think it looks like in the background. It says break! Okay, wait, hold on. I didn't take the knife from the kitchen.
Next, you're gonna say you're not the killer, right? Go ahead and say it all you want.
Well, what if I have a witness? What do you think, Hina?
Huh?
Remember what you were telling me earlier?
Flashback. Well, I went to go get some food in the kitchen last night, and all the knives were still there.
Did we set the timer?
Nope. I mean, we're just gonna be finishing this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
When I
okay,
finished
true.
my tea
Whatever.
and went back into the kitchen to wash my glass, one of the knives was gone.
So you're just saying the knife disappeared while you were drinking your tea in the dining hall?
Yeah.
Just to be perfectly clear, the knife disappeared while you were in the dining hall, correct?
Yeah, that's right.
And at any point while you were there, did you ever see me come into the dining hall?
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No, he definitely wasn't there.
The knife disappeared while Hina was in the dining hall, but I wasn't there the entire time. In other words, there's no way I could have taken the knife.
Okay, but then what about this? What if the idiot swimmer girl and Makoto are in on it together and are lying to protect each other? Idiot swimmer girl? Oh, and more importantly, why would I get involved in something like that?
Speaking of which, I'd like to ask the bear, if there is an accomplice, do they also become blackened?
So you asking, so I shall answer. Each murderer is allowed to have an accomplice, but only the one who does the killing will get to graduate.
So in other words, two people can work together, but one of them has no chance of profiting from it.
No, there's no way anyone would work together, right?
But what if they did work together, and they just didn't know about the rule? Good grief! Enough already! No, okay? There are no accomplices in this case. Oops, did I say that out loud?
Anyway, I didn't go to the dining hall and I didn't take the knife. So I'm not the killer.
Okay, so then, who did take the knife?
Hina seems to be the obvious candidate. After all, she just said she was in the dining hall. No way! I swear it wasn't me!
Sure, but can you or anyone else prove that?
I can.
That's right! Sakura was with me the entire time I was drinking my tea.
Oh, I hate to have to ask, but just to be sure, Sakura's...
Me.
Right.
But then couldn't either one of them have grabbed the knife?
Actually, no, because, well...
Just spit it out already.
I stayed in Hina's room last night.
I got so scared thanks to those creepy videos. I wasn't really thinking. I just asked her to stay over. Which means we have all right alibis.
Airtight
Our
alibis.
airtight alibis. You stayed over. Doesn't that violate one of the school regulations?
We're not allowed to sleep anywhere but the dorms, but it doesn't say we have to stay in our assigned rooms. So, I don't think that's a problem.
It is a problem. A boy and a girl spending the night together, it's unwholesome. But I'm a girl. You are? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
But if it wasn't either of you, then what other possibility is there?
Actually, there is one other possibility. Right, Hina?
Oh, yeah, that's true. One other person did come to the dining hall while we were there. Yeah.
Why didn't you say so in the first place?
Well, because they're not here anymore.
Someone who's not here? Are you talking about...
Sayaka. She's the one who came to the dining hall. And then later, she wound up dead.
Okay, so the person who took the knife from the kitchen was... It had to be Sayaka, didn't it?
Got it!
Then Sayaka is the one who took the knife.
That's the only possibility. And thinking back on it, she was acting kind of unusual. When she came into the dining hall, she didn't even look at us. She just went straight to the kitchen.
Why didn't you guys fucking mention that earlier?
As she left, she said she just wanted a drink of water. But most likely...
Then the person who took the knife was the victim herself!
I'm sure she took it just for self-defense.
Fuck. So you're saying the knife she took was then taken from her, and she was killed with it? In that case, you may not have taken the knife, but you still could have killed her.
What?
See? He did do it. After all.
No, you're wrong.
So that's how you would twist the argument and send us all off in the wrong direction. You possess a most terrifying talent.
Damn, if I don't do something, they're gonna blame me for the murder. Don't they understand? If they convict me, everyone's gonna die.
Hold on. Still too early to decide conclusively that Makoto is the killer, wouldn't you say? Because, you see, if the room did belong to the killer, then they did something most bewildering. And until we unravel that little mystery, you simply can't declare that he's the killer.
Bewildering? What the hell are you talking about?
Something was missing from the scene of the crime that, by all means, rights should have been there. You know what I'm talking about, don't you?
Your first Hangman's Gambit is about to begin. Would you like to hear more? Yeah, probably.
As things advance further in a class trial, the Hangman's Gambit will eventually take place. The point of this is to reveal an important phrase related to the incident in question. You'll have to deduce the phrase from the letters flying around and the letters already shown. Complete the phrase by shooting down the flying letters in the right order. Use the mouse to aim, and then press the left mouse button to shoot the desired letters. If you shoot down the wrong letters, you'll suffer damage to your influence gauge. If this gauge reaches 0, or if you run out of time, you fail. Well then, good luck and have fun.
Must be the crucial point. Okay. How is this gonna go?
It's very literally a game of Hangman, except you don't get to pick the letters to game this. So what should have been there, but wasn't?
Well, I thought I'd...
Something that was... You have to click it multiple times.
Oh.
You got it.
I get it.
Yeah. Complete.
You know, I've watched a lot of games with flashing lights. I think I know why I have epilepsy.
That's right. There wasn't a single hair on the floor. So the culprit removes. Oh, that's you.
So the culprit removed some evidence?
Yes, and if I were the culprit, why would I need to get rid of all the hair in my own room? It wouldn't be unusual at all to find my hair in the crime scene if my crime scene is in my room.
The reason all the hair was gone was to remove any trace that Sayaka had ever been there. That makes sense, does it not? No, if that were the case, they would have had to do something about the body itself, not just her hair.
Hahaha, yes, very true, very true.
Okay, then why wasn't there any hair on the ground?
The killer got rid of it all, of course, to remove any trace that they had ever been there.
Wait, then that means...
Precisely. It's simply beyond reason to believe that the room's owner and the killer are one and the same.
Then Makoto isn't the culprit? But you are But are you sure we can decide something so important based solely on the absence of some hair?
No, there are other reasons that prove why Makoto couldn't have done it.
I would like to hear these reasons.
Do you remember anything remarkable about the bathroom at the scene? Sayaka was attacked in the main room first, then fled into the bathroom, right?
Yeah, and they ran after her, got into the bathroom, and stabbed her.
And how did the killer get into the bathroom? Did they have any trouble with it? What do you mean? It's fairly certain that the killer had some trouble getting into the bathroom. There was clear evidence left behind. Do you remember, Makoto?
The killer struggled getting into the bathroom, and the evidence that proves this is...
So right.
Oh my god.
No problem.
Evidence that the killer had trouble getting into the bathroom. You're talking about the doorknob, right? Huh? The doorknob? What doorknob? The doorknob for my bathroom. It was completely broken. See how the top part was unscrewed and the doorknob's about ready to fall off?
Oh yeah, true. But what does it mean?
I'm trying to bypass the lock. They ended up merely removing the entire doorknob. This is another most bewildering act for the room's owner. It proves Makoto is beyond suspicion.
So what? You're saying he wouldn't break the door in his own room? But if the only choice you have is to break it, you break it. There's nothing bewildering about it.
You still don't see? Okay then. Let's take another look at how the incident unfolded. Hopefully that will help you understand.
Kyoko said it was a bewildering act. I almost didn't notice it first, but it's the key point here. It's a bit more to learn about non-stop debates. Yeah, sure.
From here on out, the number of weak spots will start going up. But no matter how many weak spots, there's essentially only one liar contradiction in that debate.
So you'll see more.
What I'm trying to say is not all weak spots you see are necessarily false. Use a truth bullet on the wrong one, and not only will you fail to refute what they said, but you'll also lower your trust with everyone and your influence gauge will take damage. Now, this is important because if your influence gauge reaches 0, you fail. You'll have to rely on your own logic to determine which weak spots are actually lies or contradictions.
I'm actually getting really into this.
Well then, good luck and have fun.
Good game.
Yeah, the class trials are what it's all about.
Oh yeah, this is the game right here. Or in the investigation.
I'm glad I'm finally getting into the game.
Aren't you happy,
Also,
Doug?
those frames over there are the
Incident place.
amount of frames. So
Yeah, I know,
was
I saw.
attacked in the main room.
Okay.
She then fled into the bathroom.
And the killer ran after her. And he got into the bathroom.
At that point, the killer had to try and bust down the door, because Sayaka had locked it.
Maybe?
Ding dong, you're wrong.
Ding dong, ding dong,
You're
ding
wrong.
dong.
Now you
You
got
got
that.
it. Whenever that happens, that means you got it right.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
The reason my bathroom door didn't open wasn't because it was locked. After all, the girls' rooms are the only ones with locking bathrooms, right?
Yes, now that you mention it, that is true.
Then why didn't your bathroom door open?
Because it was stuck.
Huh? Oh wait, that's not Ishimaru. Huh? What are you talking about?
My bathroom door doesn't fit in the frame quite right. Monokuma over there can testify to that.
Yep, true as true can be. But you know, you're supposed to be the ultimate lucky student, right? But to have such a cruddy door, that's not lucky at all.
So the reason the door didn't open was just because it was stuck. But the killer didn't know that and assumed it was locked. So they tore apart the doorknob to get in. Okay, but then why would the killer even think the door was locked in the first place? Everyone should have known you can't lock any of the boys' bathrooms. The killer could have easily made that mistake, thanks to one important detail about the scene of the crime.
One important detail. Something that the killer didn't know. For some reason, they were convinced the door was locked, which means the important detail the killer didn't know was... the crime took place.
You're right.
Whoa!
Whoa!
The killer must not have realized it was my room.
What? Are you saying the culprit didn't even know where he was? That's inconceivable.
I just had to
And yet, he's
get that reference in
absolutely
there
right.
quick.
So,
Well, to be more specific, what the killer didn't know was that Makoto and Sayaka had switched rooms, which is what led to the misunderstanding about the bathroom. If Sayaka had been in her own room, then
Then there would have been a lock on the door, and they would have had to break through.
So they had no idea how unnecessary their actions were.
ultimately we can't know if it came open by force or simply by accident. But the killer must have been considerably confused, with no idea how they actually got the door open.
Regardless, it was a pointless act. Wasting time trying to break down a door that wasn't locked is...
Definitely something I wouldn't do, since I would have known exactly why it wasn't opening, right?
That is a definite possibility. So the chiller... Yeah.
The chiller?
So the chiller would have had to be someone who didn't know they'd switched rooms?
Then Makoto couldn't have done it.
That's what I've been trying to tell you, fucking
right? Okay, then who did do it?
I'm sorry, but I give up. Quit without saving.
What happens if we can't decide on who we think did it? Well then, why don't we just vote right now? Majority rules! Majority rules? You really think that's a good idea?
Yeah, our necks are on the line here. Someone seriously needs to do something. For serious.
Does no one have any other thoughts or questions? It does not matter how trivial they may seem. Oh, as a matter of fact, I do have one question. Oh, you don't gotta sound so disappointed.
It's fine. Just ask your question.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so, well, I was just wondering, how'd the culprit get into Makoto's room in the first place?
Yes. How did the killer get inside?
Maybe Sayaka just dropped the key somewhere and the culprit picked it up. That's possible, right? I don't think so. That seems way too convenient. Then maybe someone picked the lock? Negative! If you remember, Monokuma made it quite clear that the locks are all unpickable.
Fine, how about this? The killer got in the easy way. They could have knocked and said they wanted to talk or something, and Miss Maizano just let him in.
No, that can't be it either.
Oh, trying to argue against me? Sounds like someone doesn't know his place. Hello? Why exactly can't that be it?
The reason there's no way Sayaka invited a killer in the room, I already have the answer. Which thing is it?
Something showing why you switched rooms?
I mean, probably. That's the only thing I can think of.
Got it! Yeah!
Because Sayaka was already scared, remember? That's why she asked me to switch rooms in the first place. The same goes for you, Sayaka. No matter who it is, don't open your door for anyone. Even if I'm sure it's you, I absolutely won't open it. Otherwise, what's the point of even switching? Haha! I'm a dumb bitch. Knowing what she'd been through, I can't believe she would just open the door for anyone.
What if her being scared was a lie?
Huh? What the hell is that supposed to mean? Why would you lie about something like that?
I know you don't want to consider it, but look at this and tell me. Can you still deny the possibility?
There's something I wanted to talk to you about, just us two. In 5 minutes, come see me in my room. The name place to make sure you don't get the wrong room.
I found a notepad during my search, and I shaded in the top sheet with a pencil. And these are the words that appeared. Oh man, I've totally seen people do that on detective shows. When you write, it can leave an imprint. Sketch over the next sheet of paper, and you can see the words. When I saw that, I was like, holy crap! I better make sure I rip the paper out before I use it from now on. It's a pretty old-fashioned technique, but even the classics can be surprisingly useful sometimes. Oh, and I should also mention, I found the notepad on the desk in Makoto's room.
Huh?
Which means only someone who had been in Makoto's room before the incident could have written it.
Then either it was Makoto who lived there, or Sayaka who switched rooms for a single night.
So, Makoto, did you write this?
No, I didn't, but...
Of course you didn't, because the note also bears a perfectly legible signature. Sayaka's signature.
In that note, Sayaka wrote it. But why? Why would she write that?
The note was likely her way of getting in touch with a certain someone. She must have slid it under their door to let them know she wanted to meet with them in secret.
You got an invitation like that from the ultimate pop sensation. What young man could resist? Of course, I'm only into 2D women, so it wouldn't have any effect on me.
But can we be sure that anyone even got this note? And honestly, even if they did, I do not think they are all involved in what happened.
Huh? What makes you say that?
Would you like to hear what I have to say?
Yeah.
Very well then, pay attention.
Make your argument, Doug. Ready to make it?
I'll make mine. Sayaka and Makoto switched rooms, correct? But in the notes, the place they were asked to come to, it clearly says my room.
I see, so if someone read that note, then they would have gone to Sayaka's room.
Exactly, the room that Makoto was staying in. So in other words, even if someone did read that note and did what it said, they would not have any connection to what happened.
It would certainly seem that way.
Okay, and then it just loops again because I didn't do anything.
Yeah. Did you take damage? I can't remember.
You take damage if you hit the wrong one. But if you just loop back, then it's fine. You should also be able to fast forward with a button, but I can't remember if that's controller.
Should I do this one?
No, that's correct. That's what the note said.
Oh, so I only shoot the things that are incorrect?
Yes.
Yes.
You shoot the, the contradiction.
Okay. So I would contradict that because it wouldn't be the one that Makoto's staying in because she switched the nameplates afterward.
Yeah.
Okay. The nameplates on mine and Sayaka's rooms got switched.
They got switched? That's right. The nameplates got switched, just like the rooms themselves. As a result, the nameplate on Sayaka's room actually had Makoto's name. And the nameplate on Makoto's room had Sayaka's.
So what you're saying is the room Sayaka was staying in was actually marked as her room.
Actually, you're getting a little Snape in there. So what you're saying is
Kind of.
Honestly, I'm not sure what I'm doing with the voice anymore.
Fits him though. All the voices fit him.
Ronald Weasley.
And then if someone did do what the note said, they would end up in Makoto's room where Sayaka was.
Plus, their rooms were right next to each other, so switching the nameplates would be no problem. And the one who switched the names was, well, of course it wasn't you, right, Makoto?
Right.
Okay, then who did it?
There's only one person who could have switched the nameplates. Sayaka.
How odd.
Me and Sayaka were the only ones who ever knew about us switching rooms, so the only other person besides me who would even know about switching the nameplates was Sayaka.
You can also infer as much from her note.
There's something I want to talk to you about. Just us two. In 5 minutes, come see me in my room. Check the nameplates to make sure you don't get the wrong room, okay?
She specifically tells the reader to check the nameplate. She would only have written that if she knew the nameplates had been switched.
But why would she switch them in the first place?
She wanted someone to come to the room she was in, and also hide the fact that it was Makoto's room.
What?
Inviting someone to your room, but not telling them you'd switched rooms? Why would anyone do that? To understand that, we first need to understand what happened after she invited the person into the room. That's where the answer lies.
What happened then was probably whoever she invited over came in and attacked her. We figured it out. We know who did it. Whoever she invited over is the culprit.
But we still don't know who that is, you goddamn idiot.
Sayaka fought with her killer in the room, yes? Perhaps the answer to our previous question lies in the initial struggle. Yes, I think you're right. Then we just have to figure out what happened during the fight, right?
That reminds me. There was a replica sword at the murder scene. Was that perhaps used during the fight?
Oh yeah, what's the deal with that sword? Sayaka suggested I should hold on to it. I thought it might come in handy if I had to defend myself. It seems pretty likely that the killer used it to break Sayaka's right wrist. How the hell could you... Oh, that's you. My bad. I'm
How
sorry.
the hell could you possibly know that's what broke her wrist?
The reason I know Sayaka's wrist was broken with a false sword is because...
You got it.
Got it.
All you have to do is take a good look at her broken wrist and it should become pretty clear. Right where her wrist is all swollen, there's some glittery there, see?
Is that gold?
It sure is.
There's gold in the wrists.
It sure is, specifically the gold coating from the replica sword. You barely have to touch that stuff and it'll stick right to you. And there's some on her wrist because...
I got it! Because she got hit with the sword right there on her wrist.
I see. And so the truth draws ever closer.
Alright, then it's about time to solve this mystery.
What do you say, gang?
happened in the room and what led to Sayaka's death. That's what we need to make clear. There's a bit more to learn about non-stop debates, sure.
Are you getting used to these non-stop debates? Starting with the next debate, I'll start loading multiple truth bullets into your truth cylinder. But just like with the weak spots, only one of those bullets can actually refute the proper statement.
This shit gets
In other words, from here on out, you'll have to combine the right truth bullets with the right weak spots to refute each statement.
This shit's
If you
crazy.
come up with the wrong combination, you'll take damage to your influence gauge. You can press the Q button to rotate the cylinder and choose which bullet to fire. You can also scroll up and down with the mouse. Press and release the Q key to cycle through each bullet.
And you can...
Or you can use the mouse wheel. By the way, if the logic difficulty is set to kind, fewer bullets will be loaded back into the cylinder. For our purposes this time, the logic difficulty will be set to mean. Well then, good luck and have fun. Good thing we're playing on mean anyways, so you get to experience the full fun of the
Are
class
we on
trials.
the harder?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
It's only fun on the highest difficulty levels.
Okay, wait.
So
Remember, you
my
can go
suggestion
through
is you always listen through the first time and then figure out what's weak
Yeah, that's
and
why
what's
I've...
weak.
When finding work out, the culprit grabbed the sword,
You can read it if you want.
and that's when the first blow was dealt. A sword-based sneak attack. And that's what broke Miss Maizano's wrist. Okay.
I could blow it too much.
She tried to fight back. Grabbed the kitchen knife she had hidden away. And then the culprit took that from her too. And they killed her with it. And that's exactly what happened.
So which statement must be inherently incorrect?
She must have had the knife in her hand first, and then they got the sword, knocked it out of her hand, then got it and killed her.
And don't
What
forget
implies that the
cycle-
sword was used, that the knife was used first?
Because the sheath had shit on it. Got it.
Got it. You're starting to get
You're
it.
getting it, Doug.
Yeah,
Break!
It gets ridiculous later, though. Like,
Actually, no, I don't think the fight started with the sword. Oh, why not? Because the sword's sheath had been scratched. See? There's a gash in it. Like someone cut into it with something sharp.
Something sharp? You mean like the kitchen knife? That was the only sharp thing found at the scene.
Stop jumping ahead, slow down and explain it so I can get what the hell's going on. If the sword was used first, there wouldn't be any explanation for the scratch on the sheath. If you were going to attack with the sword, you'd take it out of the sheath first, right? That's true. With the sheath on, it'd be heavy and bulky and useless as shit.
Okay, so how did the sheath get damaged?
if they got attacked with a kitchen knife, maybe they grabbed the sword as a defensive impulse. In that situation, there wouldn't be any time to actually unsheath the sword.
So you're saying the sword was initially used to defend against an attack from the knife?
Which means whoever had the kitchen knife was the one who attacked first.
I think I get it. So here's how it all played out. The culprit came in, found the kitchen knife hidden there somewhere, then they took the knife and attacked Sayaka before she knew what was happening. So she grabbed the sword to defend herself, but then the culprit took it from her too. Then after they broke her wrists with the sword, they took the knife and finished it.
Sorry, but I don't think Sayaka used the sword to defend herself.
How the hell can you not think that?
Because she never held the sword at all. There's a certain part of her body that makes this clear.
Sure she never used the sword. Oh, palms. You're talking about her palms, right?
Sweet palm trees.
The palms of her hands were perfectly clean, so I don't think she ever picked up the sword.
How can you know that just by looking at her palms?
Like I said before, the gold coating on that sword comes right off. All you have to do is touch it. In fact, if you look, you'll notice that a lot of the gold is already coming off the handle. It's safe to assume that's because whoever used the sword got some of it on their hands. There's really no way she could have picked it up and come away completely clean.
Maybe she washed her hands after she had escaped into the bathroom.
Sorry, but I don't think so.
Why do you say that? Is it because you think I'm ugly?
Jesus Christ. No, it's not that at all. There's no way I can wash the gold coating off her hands because the water is off.
That's right, water
Yep.
turns off at nighttime.
Yep, according to the Monokuma file, Sayaka's time of death was around 1:30 a.m. In other words, at nighttime. And the water in the bathrooms shuts off at nighttime, right?
Oh, I didn't know that. Actually, I haven't taken a shower here yet.
We've been here for like a week!
Oh my.
You're no different. Used to smell like a big, fat, ugly donkey.
I'm not sure whether to take that as an insult or a compliment.
An insult, obviously. So anyway, if Sayaka never touched the sword, then that means the killer is the only one who used the sword. But hold on. If that's right, then the one who damaged the sheath with the kitchen knife was...
When he damaged the sheath, it would have been the one without the sword. Sayaka, she had the kitchen knife.
But we already said that the attack started with...
The person with a knife attacked first, and the sword was used as an impromptu defense.
The one who attacked first was...
Sayaka?
What a plot twist. What could this possibly mean for Doug? Find out next time on Root Beer Gamers.